What causes crime? Today we're going to talk about how Anomie explains causes of criminal and deviant behavior. Anomie by Robert Merton. Merton said that it was really the rigid adherence to conventional American values, in particular the drive for economic and material wealth, that causes high rates of crime and deviance. And this pressure creates an incentive for us to engage in criminal behavior. Our culture gives us particular goals, things that we want to achieve, things that are considered good and useful or successful. We can accept those goals, or we can choose to reject those goals. But there's more than one way to achieve a goal. So Merton said that there were several institutionalized means, like approved ways to accomplish a particular goal. So mostly that means like going to school, getting a good job. These are things that are approved ways of accomplishing that goal of economic success. We can accept that those are the ways that we're supposed to accomplish those goals, or we can reject them and do something totally different. Merton laid out several ways to respond to the pressure to achieve particular goals using particular means. The first is conformity. This is the dominant mode of adaptation. Most of us accept the goals that our society sets for us, and we do them in the approved way. We accomplish them the way that we're supposed to. But what if we don't? What if we respond in some other ways? So say we accept the goal of economic success, but for whatever reason, we can't use institutionalized means. So maybe we don't have access to college education. We don't know how to navigate the college institution. We don't know where to find a good job. Merton talked about these as blocked opportunity structures. Then we might do something outright criminal. This is called the innovator. This is the approach when we are getting creative with how we accomplish those goals, but we're doing them in ways that are not approved by society. Next up are ritualists. So have you ever met someone who was almost compulsively adhered to the rules, even if they didn't get anything out of it? Well, they might have been a ritualist. So for ritualists, that's when we've given up on achieving the goals, but we still follow the rules. So maybe we just don't have any opportunity for success. We try, and we're not achieving economic success. Well, we might focus on following the rules, come what may, like workers in a bureaucracy where they will never advance. So they pile on the red tape on every transaction. The adaptation of retreatism, Merton said, is when we've given up entirely and we withdraw from society. So this really represents drug addicts and hermits, for example. We don't accept the goals that society has set for us to be economically prosperous, and we don't want to follow the rules to get there. So there's one more adaptation. What if, like the retreatists, we reject the goals of society and we reject the means that we're supposed to use to get there, but we're still productive? So one way we might do this is by creating whole new goals and by creating whole new means. This would make us rebels. These are outside the whole system. So we not only reject cultural goals and how we're supposed to achieve them, but we propose a whole new structure. So political revolutions, religious cults, and communes would be an example of this. Messner and Rosenfeld extended strain theory by pointing out that if a society is primarily shaped by economic interests, then economic logic permeates other social institutions and other areas, such as education. So this really results in utilitarian behavior on the part of members of society and a decline in social control, and therefore an increase in crime. What was missing from anomie theory, they argue, is an understanding of how the American dream promotes and sustains an institutional structure in which one institution, the economy, assumes dominance over all others. So this apparent imbalance in the institutional structure limits the ability of other social institutions, such as the family, education, or the political system, to insulate members of society from the criminogenic pressures of the American dream, or to impose controls over their behavior. So, for example, Messner and Rosenfeld contend that education is primarily a means to a better job, so it's valued only insofar as it promises economic rewards. To summarize, Messner and Rosenfeld's institutional anomie theory holds that culturally produced pressures to secure monetary rewards, coupled with weak controls from non economic social institutions, promote high rates of criminal activity. So, to the extent that social institutions are subservient to the economic structure, they fail to provide alternative definitions of self worth and achievement that could serve as countervailing forces against the economic pressures of the American dream. Well, that's it. I hope you learned a lot. Check out some of the other videos about theories in crime and deviance.